it. It's true.
No, I won't, because it's not. I use swear words like anybody else.
Oh, really? See, I never heard you. So when is it that you do all this cussing after I go to bed, or?
I swear when it's appropriate.
Simon, the whole point of swearing is that it ain't appropriate. Hey there, Nara. Heading off for some glamorous romance?
Hi, this is Cassie. I'm doing a Firefly review of Season 1, Episode 7. This is Tuesday, February the 3rd, 2026. Let's get started. The crew of the Firefly goes to a planet. Hi, this is Cassie, giving an update to the Firefly Season 1, Episode 7. Excuse me for that. River asking about faith and Preacher trying to explain. That was an interesting look. You could see that Preacher was a little frustrated because he didn't know how to get through to her. He didn't know how to convey certain things and aspects. He didn't know how to break through what he knew in his life and how he experienced things to explain it more adequately. I wonder why River was afraid of Preacher's hair when she came in to ask about the pages she had ripped out of his Bible. She took one look of his hair after he put it down, and she ran away screaming. That was funny, but underneath that, I wonder what made her afraid of the hair. And the captain's first mate even said, well, he put it back up later on when he tried to talk her out of the hiding place. And she made the comment of, oh, well, it's still there. I can't unsee that. Something to that effect, and that was great. That was curious, though, that she still knew it was there, and it still, I guess, in her mind, it mattered for some reason. That was very curious. I'm also curious about what River was seeing in the Bible characters and stories that had her perplexed and wanting to try to figure stuff out, and whatever contradictions she was seeing. I wonder what in her mind she was seeing that had her so invested in trying to figure things out. Will Jane change his views or go back to just being himself? That, I guess we'll have to find out in the later episodes, just how far he goes back to himself. Changing how you view things is very hard at the best of times. Jane's former partner spent 4 years in isolation box and being tortured for being in the scheme with Jane and being left behind. That had to take its toll in so many ways. I couldn't imagine the psychological damage that did to him and scarred him psychologically and mentally. The mental, emotional, and even physical torture must have been intense, especially 4 years in an isolation box, knowing you'd been left behind and dumped by your partner who was supposed to have your back. That must have been angry and terrifying. Is this why his ex-partner was so unhinged? Oh, well, of course. And 4 years in isolation will do that to you. It's a form of torture all around, physically, mentally. I couldn't imagine that kind of torture and chaos, especially in your mind. I guess that's what led up to the fight. And Jane and his former partner fighting, facing off. His former partner trying to kill him, and the townsperson, the guy that took the bullet for him and died for it, also had Jane contemplating everything in his life and all his life choices. And Jane questioning his own choices. This also kicks him into gear to knock over his own statue in the town square and to damage town property. Can River ever understand the idea of faith versus scientific mindedness of the world and what that implies? I wonder just how much she can comprehend on faith and science together. You can feel Preacher's frustration when River rips the pages from his Bible, because that's his Bible, his personal Bible that he uses to read scripture and understand things. But I think Preacher does a good job of not lashing out and just accepting what is. Is there no hope for the townspeople to break out of the slavery issue that they've been forced into? I hope so. It doesn't ever give a resolution on that in the show, which I guess that's inconsequential. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about not knowing that word properly. It doesn't appear so. Slavery in this universe seems to be accepted and tolerated and used as a tool and a weapon toward others. It seems to be a recurring theme for all these different worlds, especially the ones that are isolated, the ones that don't have many resources. The exploitation of other humans seems to be a very useful tool for for the haves, and the have-nots are usually the ones that are the slaves, and it's very sad and depressing to think that that's how society usually turns to, especially in certain situations. It's very disturbing to think that could happen in real life, which I hope not. This is a very telling of the world building that the showrunners did, writing that in there to show what the difference between the haves and the have-nots when society breaks down in that post-apocalyptical view of things. Well, that's all for now. Thanks.
I advise we all just lay low for a moment.
James,
Here's your tomato.
the man they call James. He robbed from the rich and he gave to the poor. Stood up to the man and he gave him what for. Our love for him now ain't hard to explain. The hero of Canton, the man they call James. Our Jane saw the mutters' backs breaking. He saw the mutters lament. And he saw the magistrate taking every dollar and leaving 5 cents. So he said, you can't do that to my people. He said, can't crush them
Jay?
under your heel.
Yeah, Mel.
Jane strapped on his hat.
You got any light you'd like to shed on this development?
Stole everything Boss Higgins had.
No, Mel.
No, this must be what going mad feels like.
To explain, the hero of Canton, the man they call James. Now here is what separates heroes from common folk like you and I. The man they call Jane, he turned around his plane and let that money hit the sky.
They go around, that's where that cash went. I stole that money from Higgins, like the song says. Lifted me one of his hovercraft, but I got tagged by anti-aircraft and started losing altitude. Had to dump them strong boxes. Stay airborne. Oh. 60,000. Untraceable. And I drop it right square in the middle of Mud Farmer Central.
We gotta go to the crappy town where I'm a hero.
Hello?
In here, River.
I tore these out of your symbol and they turned into paper. But I want to put them back, so.
Sorry. What's that? River? River, come back!
Preacher, what the hell did you say?
Whoa.